Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Eastern Regional High School for a Olympic Conference matchup between Eastern and Cherokee. Mike Frankel alongside Dean Mikowski courtside with you for the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week. It's a joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Our coverage brought to you by the Mark McKenna team with 3 decades of real estate experience in Burlington and Camden counties. Plus, this game brought to you by Ron Jaworski Golf, where they pride themselves on high-quality golf and outstanding service at their 7 courses in South Jersey, and by Rastelli Market Fresh of Marlton and Deptford, where they are driven by a passion for great food that you can feel good about serving to your family. Should be a good one. Early tip-off this afternoon, Dean.
Yeah, season opener for Eastern. After missing their first game with Paula 6, Cherokee comes into this game already with 1 game under their belt, a win over Bishop Eustace on Tuesday night. It's going to be interesting to see how these kids get out there and play in their first game. There's always some nerves. There's for Eastern, and also there just hasn't been a lot of practice time. So it'll be exciting. This is always a good matchup between these two teams. These two teams have faced 10 times in the last 5 years. Cherokee has won 8 of those matchups. So we'll see today what these teams bring in what is always a great conference for basketball.
We'll get to the starting lineups in just a moment here. Head coaching-wise, though, you have Eric Cassidy for Cherokee, Kevin Crawford for Eastern. Similar stories as both of those gentlemen making their ways to larger schools, but both starting at smaller schools.
That's right. I mean, you look at Eric Cassidy, was at Shalleck for 6 years, did really well, made the jump to the Olympic Conference here to coach Cherokee. He's been great over, this is entering his 6th season with Cherokee. He's 97 wins, 46 losses under his tenure. And then Coach Crawford started at Pittman after a great high school career at Camden Catholic. He's in his 7th year at Eastern now, 109 wins, 60 losses at Eastern. So 2 very good coaches with a lot of history. And like you said, similar resumes. And they're 2 of the best in South Jersey.
Happy you are along with us today. Of course, no fans allowed in the gym right now per COVID-19 protocols, but proud to bring this game to you. And thanks to everyone watching along at home or at work right now. We're getting set for the starting lineups to be introduced in just a moment here. Of course, Cherokee and Eastern projected under normal circumstances, Dean, to be 2 of the top teams in the Olympic Conference. At least one of these teams dealing with some absences today. Camden, of course, the class of the league as the Panthers return so much talent. And in a year where there's no state playoffs, each one of these games, I guess it's fair to say, is its own mini championship. I don't think that's going too far to say. Each one of these games counts that much more. These kids only get 15 games max this year.
Yeah, and I think it's every day you're just happy to be on the court, happy to be here, to have a chance to play. You know, every day the schedule changes, and I know these teams are looking forward to playing today. And hopefully everybody stays safe, everybody stays healthy, and they can come back another day and play. But it's just crazy right now with the schedule. You just never know. You know, you could have a game scheduled, show up, and it's shut down. And we've seen that, you know, the last couple days. You look at Eastern's schedule. I think 4 teams shut down yesterday that are on their schedule. Lenape, Shawnee, Winslow, Woodrow Wilson. I mean, those were games all on Eastern's schedule. I mean, I would not want to have to be the athletic director right now trying to figure out how can I get these kids games in this shortened season.
All right, the national anthem about to be played, so we'll go silent for a minute here and be right back with the starting lineup after these messages.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Hello, my name is Mark McKenna from Pat McKenna Realtors, and I am the team leader of the Mark McKenna team here in Marlton, New Jersey. I've been selling real estate for 27 years, and our group is the top producing real estate team in the South Jersey area for the last 4 consecutive years. When you hire the Mark McKenna team, we have 3 full-time salary people within the office. We have a listing coordinator, a transaction coordinator, and a director of client services to make sure that you get the proper care from start to finish. You'll deal with really seasoned agents. I have been in the business for 27 years. Bob Grace has been with me for 24 years, and Jeff Amden for 14 years. So you're getting a ton of experience when you hire the Mark McKenna team. Some of the benefits hiring our team is experience, technology, and negotiating skills. I always tell all my clients it's very easy to put a deal together, but we earn our commission keeping transactions together and getting to the settlement table. That's when our clients are most satisfied. So if you're looking...
Welcome back courtside here in Voorhees. Cherokee getting set to take on Eastern. Not the traditional tip-off these days, as it'll be side out of bounds. Eastern's possession first. The Vikings starting Zubair Lee, Zaid Lee, Damian Edwards, Shane Huggard, and Sam Winzett. 2 freshmen, 2 seniors, and a junior. Cherokee starting Ethan Stith, Ty Bartram, Christian Armstrong Thomas, AJ Walker, and Drew Wickstead. That's 4 seniors and a junior. Cherokee wearing those bright orange road uniforms, and Eastern, of course, in the home white. So we are underway here in Voorhees. Eastern again with the basketball first. Cherokee comes out man-to-man defense as the Vikings swinging around the outside. This is Lee holding. Now dishes to Shane Huggard, junior in the starting lineup here for Kevin Crawford's team. A lot of patience right now in the first whistle of the ball game. 2 whistles, in fact. And we have a foul away from the basketball. It'll go against Cherokee. It'll go against Christian Armstrong Thomas, first foul of the ball game. And the Vikings getting set to throw it in from under their own basket. And we have a whistle again. This game going to look a little bit different, Dean. The officials have been told not to handle the basketball whatsoever. So, you're going to see the kids handling it. You're going to see more whistles when we're ready to play. Free throws are an adventure, but we'll get through it together with you here today. Looking to get it into Lee. Bobbles in there and taken away by the Chiefs. That's A.J. Walker on the run. Cross midcourt, top of the key, kicks to the corner. 3 on the way from Ethan Stith, and it's good. First points of the ball game there from the senior, Stith. So a 3-0 early lead for the Chiefs as the Vikings seek their first points of the ball game here. Zaid Lee over to Winzett. Now here's Huggard. Crossover dribble, top of the key to Damian Edwards. Chiefs sticking with that man-to-man look on defense here. Zubair Lee now takes over. Senior leader of this Vikings team. Spins down the lane, wild shot. Almost got it to go, but the rebound taken down there by Drew Wickstead. Wickstead on the run, coast to coast. Kicks to the corner, and a charge is called against Wickstead. Give credit to Shane Huggard for standing in there and taking that charge, so it'll be a turnover against Cherokee.
Cherokee looking to push off the miss there. You could hear Coach Cassie yelling, push, push. Get the pace of the game going.
Cherokee, again, having played a game so far, 32-16 winners over Bishop Eustis a couple of nights ago. This is the season opener for Eastern. Here's Lee, in the lane, almost lost it. Able to get it out to Huggard. His 3 ball is off the mark, and another rebound taken down by Drew Wickstead. Wickstead to Bartram. Bartram to Stith in the corner, just inside the 3-point line. And now the Chiefs will set the offense as the call comes out from head coach Eric Cassidy. Chiefs swinging around the outside. Wickstead thought about a 3, almost taken away up there, and now a foul is called against Shane Huggard. So Huggard almost had the steal, but turns out he commits the foul. First foul of the game against Eastern. Cherokee already with 3, so 4 fouls called in the first 2 minutes of this ball game as A.J. Walker will set the offense now for Cherokee. Picks up his dribble over to Wickstead, left wing. Back up top to Walker. Now here's Stith, all the way into the corner for Bartram. Guarded closely there by Damian Edwards. Skip pass, Wickstead, cut off along the baseline. Another whistle, and he stepped out of bounds. So good defense down there by Zaid Lee. Of course, Zubair Lee and Zaid Lee, the senior leaders of this team. We should note Tazir Canty unavailable to play today, the big transfer from Lindenwold. Coach Kevin Crawford hoping to get him back in the lineup soon. Still 3-0 Eastern. Vikings seeking their first points of the ball game. 2.5 minutes going by, opening quarter here in this Olympic Conference clash in Voorhees. Patience here from Eastern. Here's Lee down the lane, a lot of contact, and a charge is called. That'll go against Lee. And good job there by Christian Armstrong Thomas of Cherokee taking that charge. So we've seen a couple charges so far in this one. A.J. Walker jogs it across over to Ethan Stith. Stith, top of the key to Armstrong Thomas. Bartram in the corner. Now here's Stith. Thought about a three, Walker did. Steps in. Shot off the mark. Chased down by Stith, though. Stith zips a pass to the corner. Now one more for Wickstead. And we have another whistle here, and another foul will be called on Huggard. So that's 2 early fouls on the junior Shane Huggard. And again, the players being asked to handle the basketball between whistles. So that'll be Walker to trigger. Finds Wickstead. Eastern in a zone look now on defense. And here's Ethan Stith with the basketball over to Wickstead, right in front of the Eastern bench. Looking to the post, no pass there. Up top to Bartram. Now here's Stith, right side. Top of the key, Armstrong Thomas. Bartram left corner. Cut off along the baseline, gets it to Wickstead. Little elbow extended jumper, and it falls in. So a nice touch there from Drew Wickstead, who led the Chiefs with 13 points in their opener against Eustis.
Cherokee being patient there, just moving the ball around the outside, looking for that open look.
Of course, we're used to the grinded out style of the Olympic Conference so often. 5-0 the score right now, halfway through this first quarter. Eastern trying to get something going on offense. Nice pass there to Damian Edwards. Open jumper, can't get it to go. Wickstead rips it down for the Chiefs, and he's on the run. 3-on-3 here, and he backs it out. Walker on the dribble, top of the key, guarded there by Winsett. Bartram open three in the corner, and it rattles home. Ty Bartram knocks it down. Yeah,
taking
absolutely.
advantage of that zone.
Yep, Cherokee finding the soft spots in that zone. 8-0 Chiefs right now. 3:33 to go here in the first quarter. Edwards, right side, guarded closely by Walker. Gets it up top to Sam Winsett. 5-second count going. Wickstead working hard on defense. Now poked away, but out of bounds. Or was it? No, he saved it. Armstrong Thomas able to save it. Nice hustle there. And here's A.J. Walker with the basketball. Three from Stith in the corner. This one will not go down. Zubair Lee rips down the rebound. No numbers, but he's on the move. Zubair Lee all the way in and won't get it to go, but he will go to the free throw line. So Lee didn't have the numbers, but he had the angle that time, and he drew the foul, and he'll go to the charity stripe.
You imagine these kids are got to be a little nervous, for Eastern just getting out here for the first time. And it has to be tough, not having Canty today. He was probably their primary ball handler working up to this first game. But they are, they probably just have to find who their go-to guy is early in this game.
Yeah, the energy in these gymnasiums this season is strange, to say the least, I should say, as Lee misses the first. And no fans here, so obviously, these kids have to create their own energy. They feed off of their teammates on the bench. Sometimes you'll have the junior varsity teams in the stands, and that's about it. This is a pair there, Lee does, but Eastern able to get the rebound. And again, the Vikings still seeking their first points of this ball game. 8-0 Cherokee, under 3 to go here in the first. Dribble handoff here to Zubair Lee. Lee crossover, good defense from Wickstead, cut him off. And a traveling violation against the Vikings. So Eastern a little bit out of sorts right now, as we mentioned, without the services of Tazir Canty today. One of the state's leading scorers a year ago at Lindenwold. Unavailable for this one. And the Vikings will have to find someone to pour in the points today. Cherokee with that 8-0 lead. 2:30 to go here in the first. Here's Walker around a screen. Thought about a three, picks up his dribble. Armstrong Thomas down the lane. Now he picks up his dribble. Open three for A.J. Walker. Off the mark, and the rebound ripped down by Zared Lee. Winsett with a three ball along the way. That one won't fall. Walker battling for the rebound. Almost taken away. Now here's Wickstead on the run. Wickstead picks up his dribble. Looking for a teammate and finds Walker out near midcourt. Now here's Stith. Thought about a three. Dips in. Gets a man in the air. Draws the contact. Won't go down for him, but Ethan Stith will go to the free throw line to shoot two. So Ethan Stith one of the seniors in the starting rotation for Eric Cassidy, one of 4 seniors in that starting rotation. Has 3 points so far here in this opening quarter. First free throw is good. Cherokee 16-11 a year ago. Chiefs did win a playoff game. They lost to Atlantic City in the second round of the South Jersey Group 4 playoffs. Eastern 18-10 a year ago. Similar story in the playoffs. Did win a playoff game and then lost to Cherry Hill East in the Group 4 quarterfinals. A lot of players returning for both teams. More for Cherokee. It's a veteran group the Chiefs have. Eastern a little on the younger side in some spots. Second free throw, no good, and Eastern corrals the rebound. Sakai Hill into the game for the first time for Eastern, a sophomore into the lineup for Kevin Crawford's team. Here's Zubair Lee.
You think Eastern has to start going inside, looking to their big guys to get them an easy layup.
Not a bad idea. The Lee brothers, 2 tallest kids on the floor right now. Tremendous athletes, 2-way players. Great defensively. Here's a 3 on the way from Zubair Lee. And still a lid on that basket right now for Eastern. Vikings fortunate, though, as they will retain possession. That ball last touched by the Chiefs. Here's Lee, cut off in the lane there. His brother picks it up, shoots the long 2, no good. Zaire gets his own rebound, though. Lee down the lane and gets that one to go. So Eastern finally on the board here. And the Vikings pull within 7, 9-2 with just about a minute to go here in the first. Eastern still in a zone defensively here. Cherokee works the ball around the outside. A.J. Walker thought about a 3. Now here's Stiff. Walker again, pump fake on the 3, drives baseline. Armstrong Thomas thought about it. Back to Walker. Now here's Stiff. Devontae O'Brien into the lineup now for Cherokee. Christian Armstrong Thomas strong in the lane, but all backboard on that shot. Rebound taken down by Eastern. Damian Edwards up to Lee. Now here's Sam Winsett back to Lee. 3 on the way, straight on, and that one is good. So Zaid Lee with the last 5 points of the ball game, and just like that, Eastern within 4, 16 seconds to go here in the first. Stith walks it across. Looks like the Chiefs will hold for 1 here. 7 seconds to go. Stith still on the dribble. Into the lane. Rejected in there by Lee. Walker long 3 on the way. Can't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Lee. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So after 1, Cherokee on top of Eastern at 9-5. We'll be back right after this in the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Getting set for the second quarter here as Eastern trails Cherokee 9-5. This game brought to you by Rastelli Market Fresh. At Rastelli Market Fresh, they are driven by a passion for great food. Food you can feel good about eating, good about buying, and good about serving to your family. At their family market, Rastelli's #1 priority is high quality and fresh products, as well as your favorite brands at prices you'll love. Check out all their fresh offerings from meat, seafood, produce, and their delicatessen to wine and spirits, bakery, prepared foods, and more at Rastelli Market Fresh in Marlton and Deptford. They hope you will enjoy their products and offerings as much as they enjoy bringing them to you. That's Rastelli Market Fresh. Cherokee with the basketball here to begin the second quarter. Walker thought about a 3. Dips in, kicks it back out. Daniel Leonard into the lineup late in that first quarter for Cherokee, getting his first burn of the game late in that first quarter, as we mentioned. Here's Wickstead working in the corner against Winsett. Cherokee swings it around. Armstrong Thomas probing. Now back up top, Wickstead. And a traveling violation. That one will go against Daniel Leonard. And a turnover early in the second by Cherokee.
So after the way this game started, I'm sure Coach Crawford's probably got his guys a little bit more relaxed now. 9-0 run by Cherokee to start this game. But they've gotten a couple baskets here at the end of the first quarter. Now you're only down 4. You kind of settle in, and hopefully they can get some more baskets here and, tighten this game up a little bit.
Absolutely. The Vikings have to feel a lot better about the way they ended that first quarter than about the way they started it. Zach Distel into the lineup for the first time for Cherokee, number 5 there, guarding the ball handler. And that ball handler walked. That was Shane Huggard with a traveling violation. So Huggard into the lineup with those 2 fouls. And now Zaid Lee thought about checking back in, but he'll return to that bench. Should note, if you can notice on the live stream there, the bench is spread out, socially distanced this year. Coaches and players not in the game, wearing masks on those benches.
And you're doing this game with a mask on.
Doing our best. Hope you can hear us well out there. And thanks again for joining us today for this afternoon matchup between Eastern and Cherokee. Cherokee again, 9-5. Just over a minute going by here in the second quarter. Distel over to Stith. Long 3 on the way, in rhythm, and he hits it. So Ethan Stith, his second 3 of the ball game, he has a game-high 7, and the lead back up to 7 for Cherokee.
Well, those threes are there for him. If they can knock them down, they're going to be tough to beat.
Speaking of threes, or a long 2, we'll call that. Both officials saw a foot on the line, but it goes down for Zubair Lee, his first 2 of the ball game. So
Same
the
thing
Lee
on
brothers,
the other end. Cherokee, challenging them to come inside right now.
Lee brothers with all the points. Another 3 on the way from Stith. Same spot. This one won't go down. Rebound battled for down there, and Eastern comes away with it. Here's Zubair Lee, poked away from behind and fouled from behind. That'll be the 5th team foul on Cherokee. Eastern with 4 team fouls so far. Huggard back into the lineup now for Eastern. And it'll be Vikings basketball here. John Thiel also into the lineup for the first time for the Vikings today. So here's Huggard. Over to Winsett. Three ball on the way, and that one is no good, but the rebound taken down by Zubair Lee, and we have a foul. Sakai Hill off the mark on the 3, but Lee able to grab the rebound, and he was fouled. So that's the 6th team foul with just over 2 minutes gone by here in the second. So Eastern will be shooting free throws the rest of the way here in this first half. Vikings get it into Zubair Lee. Top of the key, thinking about a 3, step back 3, and we have a whistle. And a traveling violation goes against Lee. So Cherokee basketball again holding a 5-point lead, 5:42 to go here in the second quarter. Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski courtside in Voorhees with the Mark McKenna team basketball game of the week. Walker picks up his dribble, gets it over to Drew Wickstead, crossover, creates some space, floats, the ball's taken away, but Wickstead was fouled. A non-shooting foul, the official acknowledging that Drew Wickstead was looking to pass that basketball. Here's Zaid Lee now back into the lineup for Eastern as Huggard goes to the bench with those 2 fouls. Distel the trigger. Gets it in. Cherokee works it around. Wickstead back to Walker. His 3 in rhythm. Won't go down, and the rebound taken down for a moment by Lee and now taken away by Stiff.
Lee was just looking to push the basketball there and just got caught up in traffic. Lost the handle.
Unfortunate for him, just didn't see the player for Cherokee Stiff there from behind, and another traveling violation. So a lot of whistles so far in this one. 11 fouls, a number of turnovers for both teams, and you kind of expect that with this being Cherokee's second game and Eastern's first of the season.
It's not just the refs practicing.
Yeah, they got to get their reps in, just like we do over here, knocking off the rust. Here's Winsett. Over to Huggard. Those 2 play catch. Now here's Zaid Lee. Turns around. Short jumper there from the foul line. Ahead of the pack to Wickstead, and he gets the layup to go. So Drew Wickstead leaking out there, and he finishes for 2, and Cherokee up 14-7. Huggard on the handle. Guarded closely there by Zach Distel. Now gets it over to Lee. That's Zaid Lee. Back to Huggard. Now here's John Thiel with a catch, top of the key. And Eastern will reset through Shane Huggard. Huggard gets the step, poked away from behind by Distel into the hands of Christian Armstrong Thomas, and then a foul will go against Eastern. So that, I believe, is the 16th foul on the Vikings, so we're free throws for both teams the rest of the way here in this first half. Again, Cherokee up by 7, just about halfway through the second quarter here. Chiefs on the road. They beat Eustis on the road a couple of nights ago, seeking their second road win to start the season. Wickstead, 3 on the way from the corner. Took a high bounce, hit part of the stanchion up there, and that'll draw a whistle. And the ball will go to Eastern. Player trying to check in with the mask on and now takes it off. That's Grant Yezi, all part of the process here in 2021. I think we will see a few teams around the state too, Dean, wearing the mask during the games, but today just masks on the sideline, on the benches. Here's Zaid Lee on the dribble, given all kinds of room, so he steps into a 3, but can't get it to go. Wickstead rips down the rebound, and he wants to run. Crossover dribble, gets it over to Stith. Top of the key now. Right wing, I should say. Now back to Wickstead, top of the key, as the Chiefs work it around. Stith probing, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Distel. Wickstead with an open look on the wing. His shot is long, and the rebound comes down to Zubair Lee. Zubair Lee brings it up himself, dips down the lane. Good defense from the Chiefs, but Zubair Lee somehow gets it to go anyway. Awkward looking shot, but counts for 2 all the same.
Strong take into the traffic to get that one in.
So Eastern pulls back within 5, 14-9. Here's a 3 on the way and in from Zach Distel. The junior knocks one down in the corner. Good answer there from Cherokee. And now it's 17-9 Chiefs.
The Chiefs are not afraid to let it launch. We're seeing that early in this game. They're not afraid to shoot the 3.
Shooting at a good clip so far. Speaking of 3s, that one is short from Lee. Walker chases down the rebound. Walker, pass too hot to handle, but Wickstead there to back up his teammate Armstrong Thomas. Now here's Stith. Gives it up, gets it back. Ethan Stith in and out.
Well, that one almost fell.
Lee down the lane, nice look down low to his teammate Grant Yezi. Yezi gets it to go, and a quick timeout is taken. So with 2:25 to go here in the second, Eastern trailing Cherokee 17-11. We're back after this on the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week. Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski back courtside here in Voorhees, where Cherokee leads Eastern 17-11. Olympic Conference matchup on this Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week. Joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Coverage brought to you by the Mark McKenna Team with 3 decades of real estate experience in Burlington and Camden counties, plus Ron Jaworski Golf, where they pride themselves on high-quality golf and outstanding service at their 7 courses in South Jersey, and by Rastelli Market Fresh of Marlton and Deptford. Chiefs basketball coming out of the timeout. Here's Distel. Works his way back to the middle. Now finds Ethan Stith. Wickstead in the corner. Thought about a 3. Stith over to Distel. Another 3 on the way from the junior. And his second 3 of the quarter. Zach Distel off of the bench, 2 trays for him. And just like that, 20-11 Cherokee. Eastern was scoreless in the first 6 minutes or so of this ball game. The Vikings have picked it up since then, but now Eastern will have to find that next gear again, trailing by 9. Dribble handoff offense here. Here's Zaid Lee on the wing. Jab step now goes left. A lot of contact down there. What do we have? Officials looking at each other. Now a call is made. There'll be a foul on the floor against Cherokee. It'll go against Christian Armstrong Thomas. One of those classic block charge decisions there. This one goes down as a block. And it'll send Zaid Lee to the free throw line to shoot 1-1.
Coach Cassidy wanted to charge on that one.
It was close. Good position down there by Armstrong Thomas. I think the officials felt he was leaning. So Lee to the stripe to shoot 1-1. Front end off the mark. His brother grabs the rebound, and he's fouled back on the way up. I believe that one in the act of shooting. Zubair Lee. And yes, he will shoot 2. Eric Cassidy not pleased with his team's lack of boxing out on that one. As we mentioned, the Lee brothers, tremendous athletes, a lot of bounce in the step there. 2 shots coming here for Zubair Lee. He has 4 points so far today. Zaid Lee with 5. Grant Yezi with 2 for Eastern. First free throw is good. Distel with 6 off of the bench for Cherokee so far. Ethan Stith with 7. Drew Wickstead with 4. And Ty Bartram with 3. That's the scoring so far for the Chiefs. 1:31 to go here in the second quarter. Second free throw on the way here from Lee, and that one is also good. Eastern back within 7, 20-13. As Stith will bring it across here for Cherokee. Over to Wickstead, left side. Distel now will reset. Right on top of that, Eastern E near midcourt. This is Stith on top of the logo now. Mark DePhillips into the game for the first time, had a catch and then gave it back to Stith. Here's DePhillips, the junior, wearing number 15 in orange there. Over to Wickstead. See if Cherokee tries to hold for 1 here. A lot of time left. Now Wickstead dribbles in, loses the handle. Gathered in the corner there. And looked like that was Billy Osborne in the corner. Different jersey number on the roster we got, but I'm pretty sure that's Billy wearing number 12 today. And the call goes against Cherokee, so it'll be Eastern basketball here. So now we'll see if the Vikings try to hold for 1. Still a lot of time left, 40 seconds to go. Here's Winsett, feeds the post, now 1 more. That's Lee spinning down low. Good defense by the Chiefs, but he gets his own rebound and puts it back in. That's Zubair Lee. So Eastern within 5, 22 seconds to go in the half. Ethan Stith on the dribble. Now here's Wickstead, 15 seconds to go. Back to Stith. Looks like the Chiefs will hold for 1 here. 10 seconds to go. Into the corner for Wickstead. To Phillips. Stith, long 3 on the way, is short. Rebound taken out by Eastern, but no time to do anything with it. So at the half, here in Voorhees, Cherokee on top of Eastern by a score of 20-15. We'll take a break, be back with some first half scoring totals and more here on the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, a joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Back after this.
To buy a property in South Jersey, we welcome you to come in and have a buyer consult with our team. Or if you're interested in seeing what the current value of your house is, we would be glad to come out and have an appointment with you and show our strategies and marketing techniques that makes us the top producing team in South Jersey. Hello, my name is Mark McKenna from Pat McKenna Realtors, and I am the team leader of the Mark McKenna team here in Marlton, New Jersey. I've been selling real estate for 27 years, and our group is the top producing real estate team in the South Jersey area for the last 4 consecutive years. When you hire the Mark McKenna team, we have 3 full-time salary people within the office. We have a listing coordinator, a transaction coordinator, and a director of client services to make sure that you get the proper care from start to finish. You'll deal with really seasoned agents. I have been in the business for 27 years. Bob Grace has been with me for 24 years, and Jeff Amden for 14 years. So you're getting a ton of experience when you hire the Mark McKenna team. Some of the benefits hiring our team is experience, technology, and negotiating skills. I always tell all my clients it's very easy to put a deal together, but we earn our commission keeping transactions together and getting to the settlement table. That's when our clients are most satisfied. So if you're looking to buy a property in South Jersey, we welcome you to come in and have a buyer consult with our team. Or if you're interested in seeing what the current value of your house is, we would be glad to come out and have an appointment with you and show our strategies and marketing techniques that makes us the top producing team in South Jersey.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com. wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Hello, my name is Mark McKenna from Pat McKenna Realtors, and I am the team leader of the Mark McKenna team here in Marlton, New Jersey. I've been selling real estate for 27 years, and our group is the top producing real estate team in the South Jersey area for the last 4 consecutive years. When you hire the Mark McKenna team, we have 3 full-time salary people within the office. We have a listing coordinator, a transaction coordinator, and a director of client services to make sure that you get the proper care from start to finish. You'll deal with really seasoned agents. I have been in the business for 27 years. Bob Grace has been with me for 24 years, and Jeff Amden for 14 years. So you're getting a ton of experience when you hire the Mark McKenna team. Some of the benefits hiring our team is experience, technology, and negotiating skills. I always tell all my clients it's very easy to put a deal together, but we earn our commission keeping transactions together and getting to the settlement table. That's when our clients are most satisfied. So if you're looking to buy a property in South Jersey, we welcome you to come in and have a buyer consult with our team. Or if you're interested in seeing what the current value of your house is, we would be glad to come out and have an appointment with you and show our strategies and marketing techniques that makes us the top producing team in South Jersey.
Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski, courtside with you here in Voorhees for the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Cherokee on top of Eastern. Dean, 20-15 at the break. We'll get you some first half scoring totals. First for Cherokee, the Chiefs again up by 5 overall. Ethan Stith leading the way with 7 points. Zach Distel off of the bench with 6 points, 2 threes for him. Drew Wickstead has 4, Ty Bartram with 3 for Eastern. Zubair Lee leading the way with 8. Zaid Lee has 5, and Grant Yezi with 2. It was a game of runs to a certain extent in that first half, Dean, and really the runs coming from Eastern. They were scoreless early on. They went on that run to get back in the game, then fell back behind by 9, but sort of chipped away there to get back in it before halftime.
Yeah, Cherokee's just been a little bit better offensively here in the first half, knocking down some threes, which has really been the difference in the game. You know, I think we're going to see Eastern try and attack the basket a little bit more with Zubair Lee, and you know, it's closer than what it kind of felt like. Early on, it felt like Cherokee was kind of dominating and pulling ahead, and then Eastern has just kind of hung around and only down 5 at the half. So I think we're going to have a competitive second half here.
Again, Eastern playing without Tazir Canty today, unavailable for this one. Transfer from Lindenwold, one of the state's leading scorers last year as a junior, so certainly missing a ton of offensive firepower there. The Vikings with the basketball, though, to start the second half. Here's Shane Huggard. Cherokee staying with that man-to-man defense. The Chiefs, I should say, employed for most of that first half, if not all of it. Bartram checking Lee. Here's Huggard with the basketball. Here's Lee, crossover dribble. Still with the basketball, spin in the lane. Finds Huggard open for 3. His shot is short, and a foul is called on the rebound there. It looks like that will go against Ty Bartram. They're going to get him for holding Lee down there as Lee was trying to go for the rebound. And it'll be Eastern basketball. Here's Winsett. Ball poked away. Looks like it was last touched by Cherokee. Good hustle there from Ethan Stith, but it'll stay with the Vikings. So Winsett brings it in again and again, poked away. Almost a carbon copy there. That time Bartram pokes it away. So good defense here from the Chiefs, not making it easy for the Vikings to get this basketball in. The Vikings finally do get it in. It's Zaid Lee with the catch, right side. Here's Winsett in the corner. Trying to look down low to Zubair Lee. No entry pass available there. There's Damian Edwards. Dribble handoff action. And a moving screen is called. That one will go against the freshman, Sam Winsett. Wasn't set on that screen. Official caught it, and a turnover there goes against Eastern. Here's A.J. Walker now to walk it across. Again, one of 4 seniors in the starting lineup for Eric Cassidy's team. Bartram, the lone junior in the starting lineup. Eastern today starting 2 seniors, 2 freshmen, and a junior. And now traveling violation is called against Christian Armstrong Thomas as move those feet before he put the basketball down.
It's probably not often that Coach Crawford has 2 freshmen in his starting lineup here at Eastern.
I wouldn't think so. I certainly can't remember the last time that happened, but like we talked about in the open, it's a year unlike we've ever seen, and whatever opportunity these kids have to play, they're going to make the most of it. There's another traveling violation here, so back-to-back-to-back turnovers now to begin this second half as Zubair Lee gets caught with the travel there. So Cherokee's turn. Wickstead with the basketball. Swings it over to Stiff, left side. Now Bartram in the left corner. Back to Walker. Patience here from the Chiefs. Wickstead, high post to Armstrong Thomas. Now Bartram to his left. Gets it over to Walker. Eastern sticking with the zone defense that they shifted to about midway through that first quarter. Foul trouble adding up early there for the Vikings. Stiff, skip pass to Walker, and he landed out of bounds. So pass a little bit wild there, cross court. Walker comes down with his right foot, looked like on the stripe, and back-to-back-to-back-to-back turnovers. And again, we talked about some of the sloppy play I think we're going to see all over the state in these first couple of weeks here. Just a different kind of preseason, different kind of season. These teams still kind of finding their way out there.
Yeah, these teams usually have a month to prepare with scrimmages and, just learning their plays and things like that. What has it been, 2 weeks? Eastern had 1 scrimmage, so just not a lot of preparation.
Foul called there against Cherokee. They'll get Wickstead for that one, his second. And it'll be Zaid Lee to the free throw line. You do a double take, Dean. I mean, he's already there holding that basketball, and you're thinking, well, he has to get that to the official, right? Well, this is a different kind of year. He has to take that basketball with him to the stripe as he misses the first. Got a chance to cover a few games so far this week, and I've seen some teammates been able to bounce the ball to their teammate. Other times I've seen the free throw shooter have to bend down and pick it up off the ground. It just kind of throws off your rhythm a little bit, but like anything else, we'll get used to it as Lee hits 1 of 2 to bring Eastern within 4. Wickstead spinning in the lane, picks up his dribble. Good defense there by Winsett. Walker, 3 on the way, is pure. First points of the game for A.J. Walker. It's a 3, and a 30-second timeout is called by Cherokee, so we'll keep it right here and remind you that today's game, the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, a joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Our coverage brought to you by the Mark McKenna Team with 3 decades of real estate experience in Burlington and Camden counties, plus Ron Jaworski Golf, where they pride themselves on high-quality golf and outstanding service at their 7 courses in South Jersey. And this game brought to you by Rastelli Market Fresh. Are you looking for high-quality products at the best prices in town this holiday season? Rastelli Market Fresh has you and your family covered. Shop from a wide selection of fresh meat, seafood, and produce to wine and spirits, cheese, and charcuterie. I think I got that one right at your favorite grocery brands. Can't make it to the store for a full shop? No problem. Rastelli Market Fresh offers home delivery and curbside pickup. Let them do the work this holiday season. For more information, visit shop.rastellimarket.com. So Eastern with the basketball out of the timeout. It was a timeout taken by Eric Cassidy on the bench there for the Chiefs as his team just hit a 3 to go up by 7, 3 courtesy of A.J. Walker. Contact in there as it was Huggard trying to slice his way across the lane. And that foul will go against Bartram, it looks like, his 4th. So decision time here for Eric Cassidy. Not much of a decision really with 4 fouls so early on in the second half. Bartram goes to the bench and Distel back off of the bench. A good spark from Zach Distel, the junior, in that first half. We mentioned 2 threes off of the bench for Zach. Wild pass into the backcourt and chased down there by Damian Edwards. Good job by him to kind of know where he was on the court. Now Eastern will reset. Here's Zaid Lee. Vikings work it around up top. Looking for Zubair in the corner. Instead, it's Zaid, again, right on that Eastern E. Gets the step on Wickstead. Down the lane, and a charge is taken down there by Christian Armstrong Thomas. Sacrificing his body, and he forces the turnover against Eastern.
They're almost baiting him to come in there. The lane is wide open. He's at the top of the key. He sees a wide open lane to the basket, and then as soon as he gets in there, in the paint, they're just collapsing on him.
Pretty clear decision there. Armstrong Thomas was well positioned by the time Lee came charging down the lane. Not much of an argument there from Kevin Crawford of Eastern. 5 minutes to go, third quarter, 23-16 Cherokee. 3-ball on the way from Stiff, and that one goes down.
Back-to-back threes for the Chiefs.
10-point lead, largest of the game for Cherokee. Stiff, first player in double digits for either team. He now has 10. Here's Zubair Lee. Eastern could use a bucket here. Spinning, good defense from Stiff, but a great look down low as he finds his teammate, Sakai Hill. Hill with his first 2 of the ball game off of the dime from Lee.
Good job there creating for his teammates, just a cut to the back, to the basket there for the layup.
Yeah, the Lee brothers drawing all that attention like we talked about, and some teammates are going to be open. Here's a 3 on the way from Distel, and another 3 goes down. Zach Distel, have a day, 3 threes so far off the bench, and now the lead is up to 11, and that will bring a timeout from Eastern as Kevin Crawford wants to talk things over. A full timeout, Cherokee on top by 11. Back after this on the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski back courtside here in Voorhees for the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, a joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Cherokee in control right now in the third quarter, 29-18 lead over Eastern. Zubair Lee brings it across for the Vikes. Crossover dribble, Stith staying in front of him. Now finds his brother, Zaid Lee up top. Here's Zaid Lee with the basketball. Christian Armstrong Thomas defending him. Back to Zubair, rips the ball through, creates some space. Now finds Sam Winsett. And a whistle in the lane here, and a charge is taken. Another charge by Cherokee. That one taken by Ethan Stith. They'll get Lee with the offensive foul. First foul of the game against Zubair Lee. So now Cherokee with a chance to extend this lead, already the largest lead of the ball game, 29-18. Chiefs in control with possession here.
And during that last timeout, Coach Crawford kind of pleading with his team to read and react on defense, get out on those shooters, and not just let them have those open looks for 3.
Nice look down low to Distel. Cut off, though, along the baseline there by Hill. Now a 3 on the way from Wickstead, and that one is good. So Cherokee creating some separation with these threes from Stith and Distel, and that one from Wickstead. 32-18 Chiefs.
The Chiefs are on fire right now, Mike.
Feeling it from the outside. Now here's Lee in the corner. Zubair Lee, guarded closely by Stith. Lee barrels his way down, can't get it to go though. And Distel comes up with the rebound. Across the timeline, pulls it out for a second. Now Stith in the corner. Armstrong Thomas working down low, and he's fouled from behind by Zaid Lee. A lot of claps from that Cherokee bench right now. Chiefs feeling good, up 32-18. And another timeout is taken by Eastern as Kevin Crawford continues to see something he doesn't like out there, trying to stop this momentum. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. And remind you, today's game brought to you by Rastelli Market Fresh. Let Rastelli Market Fresh do the work for your upcoming big game watch party or Valentine's Day dinner. Rastelli Catering Specialists will guide you from start to finish, planning the perfect menu from appetizers and entrees to desserts and wine pairings. The Rastelli team has you covered. All catering orders are available for delivery or curbside pickup. For more information, call 856-334-8074. That's Rastelli Market Fresh.
So, Mike, the Chiefs right now on a 12-3 run thanks to those 4 threes they've hit here in the third quarter to open up this lead.
Again, Cherokee, it's felt like the Chiefs have really been in control, I would say, from the opening tip, but we don't have tips these days, from the opening side out of bounds. But, you know, give Eastern credit. The Vikings, again, shorthanded today, but battling. But now this one's starting to slip away a little bit. And a traveling violation down low against Wickstead. It was just about to go up, so a chance for the Vikings to cut into that deficit here. Here's Huggard with the basketball. Spins and brings it across. Shane Huggard, the junior, primary ball handler today for Eastern. Gets the step, floats in, rejected by Walker. Distel on the run. Distel spins, feeds Armstrong. Thomas goes glass and hits. First two of the game for the senior, Christian Armstrong Thomas. And that lead continues to swell for Cherokee, now up to 16. Chiefs still going man-to-man. It's worked all day. Damian Edwards picks up his dribble, trying to find a teammate with Sam Winsett. Right on that Eastern E. The freshman, Sam Winsett on the dribble. Finds a teammate on the wing, that's Huggard. Crossover dribble, that's a deep two it looks like. Won't go down. And some contact on the rebounding action. Zubair Lee fouled on the rebound attempt, so not in the act of shooting there. It'll be Eastern possession. Grant Yezi back into the ball game. Played a few minutes in the first half. Junior. And let's see. So that's one of those deals with it being 2021. Players holding the ball, but the officials aren't quite ready, so we're waiting for a whistle, and now we can go. And it's Shane Huggard with the catch. Crossover. Gets it over to Hill. Now here's Edwards. Long three on the way from Winsett. Back iron, no good. Rebound finally grabbed by Walker. Walker on the run. Down the lane, gets it up, no good. Armstrong Thomas with the offensive rebound and the putback. So Christian Armstrong Thomas took a charge in this third quarter, also has 4 points, playing a very solid quarter for Cherokee.
Just too strong inside right now for Eastern.
Winsett thought about a corner three, instead gets it up top. On the wing, I should say, to Yezi. So those two play catch. Now here's Sam Winsett. Dribble handoff there to Shane Huggard. Deep NBA-style three. Off the mark, Stith rips down the rebound. Walker wide open three and can't get it to go down. So Eastern, a big opportunity here to try and chip away before the third quarter ends. This is Hill. Up top to Huggard. First time in the game, neither Lee brother is on the court right now for Eastern. Vikings have to try and find some scoring elsewhere. Another deep three on the way from Huggard. That one, he drills. First points of the game for Shane Huggard. Under 10 seconds to go. Stith on the run. 5 seconds to go. Stith all the way in and lays it in with 2 seconds left on the clock. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end. So after three here in Voorhees, Cherokee in control over Eastern by a score of 38-21. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back for the fourth quarter here on the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski, courtside with you here in Voorhees. Thanks for hanging out with us today, of course. No spectators allowed in the gym, but thanks to everyone watching on the live stream, brought to you by the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, that joint venture with South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Also brought to you by Ron Jaworski Golf and by Rastelli Market Fresh of Marlton. It'll be Cherokee basketball to begin the fourth quarter. Devontae O'Brien back into the game, and he will trigger when Eastern is ready here.
Just feels good to be back in the gym, right?
It does. Yeah, it's different, no doubt. And I know parents are frustrated and it's tough, but we're doing our best to try and be that bridge between the game action and so many parents and fans right now. Here's Walker. Picks up his dribble. Looking for a teammate. It's Distel able to catch left wing. And a foul away from the basketball. Looks like that one will go against Zubair Lee. It will. I believe that's his second of the game. And fifth team foul against Eastern. Cherokee has 4 team fouls so far here in the second half. Distel gets it in to O'Brien. Now Wickstead. Crossover dribble. Eric Cassidy yelling to get it out. And Stith will set the offense here. Near steal, but Stith able to catch now. Corner 3 on the way from Distel. That one won't go down. He does have 3 threes so far in the ball game. Sakai Hill. Win set. Now here is Zaid Lee. Both Lees back into the ball game here to begin the fourth. Zaid with a 3 on the way, and that one hangs on the rim for what felt like a day and finally falls through. So Zaid Lee with a much needed 3 there for Eastern. Back to a 14-point game. Much more work to do here for the Vikings. Wickstead thought about a 3. Tries to feed the post, instead goes back up top to Ethan Stith. Here's Stith into the lane, hangs and hits. Nice move there from Ethan Stith. A new season high at 13 in the opener over Eustis. That's 14. Check that. That was Wickstead, excuse me. Beg your pardon. So Wickstead now with 9. As it looks like that was Zubair Lee at the other end with 2. Here's Wickstead again, and another one goes down. And that'll bring a timeout from Eric Cassidy. I'm sure Coach doesn't mind the 2 points, but he does want his team to bleed some clock a little bit here. So a timeout on the floor here. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right there. Beg your pardon, misspoke earlier. So Ethan Stith still with 12 points. As I mentioned, Wickstead had 13 in the opener against Eustis. He now has 11 so far in this one. So back-to-back good scoring nights to open the season for Drew Wickstead. And of course, Ethan Stith, the high man so far for Cherokee here today. Eastern's Zubair Lee with 10 and Zaid Lee with 9. But you look up there, Dean, 42-26. The Vikings can't just tread water right now. They have to get some stops and make some buckets at the other end.
Yeah, we've seen them come out of that zone, play some man-to-man here in the fourth quarter. And, what can you say? Cherokee has taken advantage of it, driving to the basket, getting some good looks inside. So Eastern obviously going to try and pick up the pace here, get some quick baskets, get a couple turnovers, try to get back in it here in the fourth with just over 6 minutes to go.
42-26. Huggard to walk it across here for Eastern. Guarded closely there by Zach Distel. Bartram back into the ball game with those 4 fouls. Now we have a bump in the lane. That one will go against Zach Distel. That'll be the 5th team foul against Cherokee. So one more foul to give for both teams before we're 1-1 here the rest of the way. Eastern gets it in. Here's Zaid Lee around a screen from his brother. Bartram tried to take a charge, whistles silent. Long three on the way from Grant Yezi. Lee comes flying in for the rebound, gets it and puts it back in. That's Zubair Lee. Give him 12. And back to a 14-point game. Pressure now from the Vikings and a steal. Lee poked it away. Now here's Winsett with the catch down low, and he's blocked by Armstrong Thomas. Christian Armstrong Thomas holding down the paint there for Cherokee. Ball back to the Chiefs. Here's Wickstead. That's O'Brien. Armstrong Thomas, pump fake. Distel now being chased around by Huggard. Creates some space around the screen. Here's Bartram. Down low, Armstrong Thomas posting up. Little pocket pass down there and a nice look and a nice finish from Devontae O'Brien. First two off of the bench for the senior Devontae O'Brien. Here's Lee. Winsett over to Huggard. 4:46 to go in the fourth. Cherokee in control, 44-28 right now. And a whistle. And it looks like a foul in the corner there. We'll see who this one goes against. Looks like they'll get Drew Wickstead with the foul, his third. And Devontae O'Brien heads to the bench. Fist bump from Coach Cassidy. And another foul away from the basketball.
Little holding there, middle of the lane.
And that will put Eastern on the free throw line, Dean, so not ideal for Cherokee. The Chiefs do have that big lead as it goes against Bartram. Ty Bartram fouling out here. 3 points on the day.
And Mike, I just wanted to tell all our viewers out there, if you're a South Jersey basketball fan, we have a second game of our doubleheader coming up at 5:30 on our SJ Sports Talk channel. Ocean City taking on Lower Cape May, Cape Atlantic League battle. But in that game, Gannon Brady from Ocean City, 11 points shy of going for reaching 1,000 points. So if you're a basketball fan, want to watch another game coming up at 5:30 right after this one, Ocean City, Lower Cape May, some more South Jersey hoops for the fans out there.
Lee misses the front end. Yeah, Brady, a Fordham baseball commit, can certainly hoop too. Now a turnover as it's Eastern going the other way. All kinds of traffic there on that attempted pass. It'll stay with the Vikings though. Yep, doubleheader for you here today. We're here with Eastern Cherokee, and as Dean mentioned, Lower Cape May Ocean City on tap.
And you know, Mike, we would love to do more games. People ask, are you doing any more? It's just hard to plan them because you just don't know whether the game's going to go off or not. And the athletic directors are under a lot of pressure as well, trying to keep their players and coaches safe and limiting the amount of people in the gym.
Yeah, there's no playbook certainly for what everyone's dealing with right now, and ADs and media alike, everyone doing their best to try to bring the action to parents right now, who, as we've talked about, obviously can't be here in the gym, and just so tough, especially as the parent of a senior player out here. And we hope things in the state can be relaxed a little bit as the season goes on, but just about a 6-week season, so the clock is ticking. But again, happy to be here and bring you the best play-by-play we can here. First free throw this time is good from Zubair Lee. Now has 13. He's the high man in the game for either team.
And we should thank Eastern AD Steve Pico for letting us come today.
No doubt about it. Very accommodating. We're set up here at midcourt. Masks on. Second free throw, no good. Cherokee gets the rebound. Here's Armstrong Thomas. Distel. You'd expect the Chiefs to try and run some offense here, run some clock. Distel. No one really looking for a shot right now per se. 5-second count started here though. Distel gets it away, now poked across the timeline. Was touched by an Eastern player though, that was Winsett. Nice look down low to Stiff. And he stepped on the line. So it works there for Eastern. The Vikings try to speed up the Chiefs a little bit. And it pays off with a turnover as Damian Edwards back into the ball game for Eastern, the freshman. Lee with a tough catch in the corner. That's Zaid Lee. And stolen away for a second, but no. Eastern retains it. And two down there by Zubair Lee. It was Edwards able to hang on to the basketball and then find Lee. So don't go anywhere yet. 13-point game, just over 3 minutes to go. Walker ahead to Wickstead, gets it to go, and one. Drew Wickstead gets the bucket, give him 13 for the day, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot one. So that 13 matches the 13 points I spoke of a little while ago in the opener against Eustis. And now he does officially have a new season high in his second game. 14 points for Drew. Back to a 16-point game. Nice crossover dribble there and the feed. And it looks like that was Yezi with the bucket off of the fantastic pass there by Shane Huggard, and a quick timeout after by Eastern. So a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here late in the ball game. Remind you once again, this game brought to you by the Mark McKenna team. It's the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week, a joint production of South Jersey Sports Talk and Prime Events. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ron Jaworski Golf, where they pride themselves on high-quality golf and outstanding service at their 7 courses in South Jersey, and by Rastelli Market Fresh of Marlton and Deptford, where they are driven by a passion for great food that you can feel good about serving to your family. So a big and one there, Dean, from Drew Wickstead. You know, Eastern had cut it to 13, which still feels like a lot, but given what's happened in this second half, you kind of had some hope there, but then Cherokee comes right back down, and the senior Wickstead gets the and one, completes the three-point play.
Yeah, they had a full court press there. Cherokee was able to break it, get a little 2-on-1, and the bucket there just to keep them, you know, far enough away where they're not too nervous yet. There's still 3 minutes to go.
You never know. I was covering for a different outlet, Haddon Heights, Haddon Township last night. Haddon Township was up by 16 heading to the fourth and ended up just hanging on to win that game. So that's what you got to love, especially about South Jersey basketball. A lot of these teams so evenly matched. You just can't turn these games off early. You just never know.
And with it being so early, you got to imagine a lot of these kids, these teams aren't used to facing the full court press, which we have a turnover right there, right?
That's right. Works again for Eastern. Spin move from Zubair Lee. Count it, and one for Zubair Lee.
And he lost his contact.
Yeah, I was going to say something looked a little different. I know he wore the athletic glasses, if you will, last year. And going with the contact lenses this year, looks like he was able to find it. Maybe just still working on it, though, near the top of the key there. And now he'll walk off the line to get some attention.
Get some saline solution.
That's right. We've all been there.
Well, he took it out.
Kevin Crawford holding that.
He's going to shoot the foul shots with only one contact in. I don't think I've seen that before.
This is a new development in COVID-19 protocols. Not sure what the policy is here, but a lighter moment down the stretch.
He made it.
And he made it. One eye closed maybe, right? So 18 points for Zubair Lee. And again, this is back down to an 11-point game. Not over yet. Cherokee trying to handle this pressure once more. Great pressure by Eastern. Walker finds Distel, though, ahead of the pack. Now we'll pull it out for Stiff. Double teamed along the sideline. Gets to A.J. Walker. Walker jumps and throws that one out of bounds. So again, this pressure from Eastern causing some headaches for Cherokee. And the Vikings, with a bucket here, can trim it to single digits. Here's Shane Huggard. Eastern still has to work quickly here. Spin move, good defense from Distel. Shot, back iron, rebound taken down by Distel. Picks up his dribble, finds Walker. A.J. Walker across the timeline. Contact along the sideline there. But first, we have a timeout called by Cherokee head coach Eric Cassidy. So a full timeout here as the Chiefs want to talk things over. We'll take a quick break with them and be back after this for the conclusion of the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week.
Your wedding might look a little different than you first imagined, but that doesn't mean it can't be the most memorable day of your life. At Ron Jaworski Weddings, our 5 award-winning wedding venues are open, and we're meeting with couples daily, both in person by appointment or virtually with tours and video conferences. Voted the best of the knot and Wedding Wire 11 years in a row. See all we can do to make your day special at ronjaworskiweddings.com.
Mike Frankel, Dean Mikowski back courtside here in Voorhees for the conclusion of this matchup between Cherokee and Eastern. The Chiefs leading by 11.
And our fans out there watching, of course, you know Mike Frankel from Jersey Sports Zone. He was able to come and help us today and do the play-by-play. Mike, where are you going after this?
Yeah, I'm going to check out Sterling. I'm going to go down the road here and check out Sterling against West Deptford and have those highlights for you later tonight on JerseySportsZone.com. Appreciate the cross-promotional opportunity there.
Yeah, we
Staying
love
busy.
having Mike here. Does a great job. And sees probably more basketball than most people in this area.
Got to get as many games in as the season as you can. Certainly this season, just 6 weeks here. It's a sprint, but hoping to get as many games in as possible, obviously for all these kids and coaches, and try to get them as normal as experience as possible. You know, it is strange in these quasi-empty gyms, obviously, but, you know, it's still basketball at the end of the day, and could always be worse, right? There's a lot of states out there not playing right now. Not a lot, I should say, but some. So the NJSIAA doing everything it can to get these kids on the court. Little different look with wrestling seasons and some other sports moved around. Basketball very much in the spotlight right now as Walker hits the first and hits the second. So A.J. Walker with 5, and the lead back up to 13 with 2 minutes exactly to go here in the ball game. Lee over to Huggard, jacks a deep 3, and Armstrong Thomas with the rebound ahead of the pack to Stith on the run, and Ethan Stith lays it in. And a quick timeout there from Kevin Crawford of Eastern. As Stith gets the 2, you just wonder if that's the dagger at this point, but Eastern obviously going to fight to the end. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. We'll remind you that today's game has been brought to you by Rastelli Market Fresh. At Rastelli Market Fresh, they are driven by a passion for great food you can feel good about eating, good about buying, and good about serving your family. At their family market, Rastelli's #1 priority is high quality and fresh products, as well as your favorite brands at prices you'll love. Check out all their fresh offerings from meat, seafood, produce, and delicatessen to wine and spirits, bakery, prepared foods, and more at Rastelli Market Fresh in Marlton and in Deptford. They hope that you will enjoy their products and offerings as much as they enjoy bringing them to you. So coming out of the timeout here, that Stith layup gives him 14 for the game and makes it a 15-point lead. Officials looking to get this show on the road here. Eastern taking another moment or two coming out of the timeout. And some token.
Zubair Lee leading all scorers with 18 in this game.
I was going to say some token pressure from Cherokee. Now the Chiefs back off a little bit. Maybe just didn't want the Vikings to roll the ball up. And a near travel. And here is Grant Yezi, gets it over to Lee. Zubair Lee lost the handle for a second. He's fouled. That'll be the 10th team foul on Cherokee, so that'll mean 2 free throws for Zubair Lee. As Damian Edwards gets set to check back in, Zach Distel. And they let him in early here before the first free throw. But into the game nonetheless. First one is short.
And to me, it's interesting to see Coach Crawford, even now with, you know, a minute 30 to go, he still has his dry erase board out there, coaching the kids, showing what they're doing wrong, trying to get them to do the right things. And then even at halftime, you know, we saw them out here on the court teaching his team, going over things on the board, something we don't usually see.
We don't. Yeah, we mentioned, you know, 2 freshmen in the starting lineup as Stith gets 2 more for Cherokee. 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, a number of other younger players in their rotation for Eastern. So it's not that the Vikings don't have senior leadership this year. They do, but certainly a mix of older and younger players on the court this season for Kevin Crawford. Winsett down low, looking for a teammate, tried to get it to Thiel down there, but taken away by Cherokee. And under a minute to go now, it's only a matter of time here for the Chiefs. Cherokee gets it across, Wickstead open down low. He'll take the 2 down there. And a timeout just to get some fresh players into the game for Eric Cassidy as the day is done for a number of his regulars. Wickstead now with 16 points. So we'll try to get you some names of some of these guys coming on here. Shane Winkleman into the game for the first time. Daniel Leonard into the game here. Mark DePhillips back in. And is this another contact situation here? Let's see. Not sure what's happening, but a whistle here. Keyshawn Sellers also into the game for Cherokee. And perhaps a timeout has been called. No, we have a technical free throw. I guess perhaps there's a player not in the book. Would be my only guess at this point. As Lee misses the first. You'd have to assume that's what this is with wholesale substitutions at the end of the game. We have the rosters in front of us, but apparently somebody wasn't in the roster over there. All right, so Lee hits one. Give him an even 20 points for the game. Devontae O'Brien back into the game for Cherokee as well. Win set to trigger. 33 seconds to go. See if Eastern can get a bucket or two down the stretch here. Lee lost his balance and he walked. So traveling violation against Zubair Lee, as the Chiefs put the finishing touches on another road victory to open the season. Cherokee will move to 2-0. 2 road victories, one over Eustis and one here over Eastern. Eric Cassidy calling out no shots, so he wants his team just to pass this basketball around. Eastern still playing tough, defending this all the way to the final horn. And steal here. It'll be Grant Yezi pulling up for 3, and that one is no good as the final horn sounds. So Cherokee with a convincing win on the road over Eastern by a final of 55-38. Get you some final, scoring totals here, Dean. Balanced scoring from 2 lead players for Cherokee, 16 points apiece for Ethan Stith and Drew Wickstead to lead the way. Zach Distel, a big story, 9 points off the bench. A.J. Walker, 5 points. Christian Armstrong Thomas playing tough inside, doing the dirty work, also had 4 points. And Ty Bartram in foul trouble much of the day, but finishes with 3 points. Devontae O'Brien also with 2 off of the bench. And then for Eastern, Zubair Lee, a game-high 20 points in the loss. Zaid Lead had 9. Shane Huggard with 5, Grant Yezi with 4, and Sakai Hill with 2. So your final thoughts on this one? Obviously Eastern shorthanded today without the services of Tazir Canty, but a very solid veteran Cherokee team taking care of business on the road.
And Cherokee led wire to wire in this one and really, blew this game open in the third quarter when they just caught fire from the three-point line. And, once they got that lead, it was no looking back. Obviously Eastern, first game, still looking to find some rhythm on offense. I think we saw that. But, two solid teams in the Olympic Conference that I'm sure Eastern's going to learn from this, come back, and play well in their next game.
All right, so Cherokee again moves to 2-0. Eastern drops to 0-1. 55-38, the final here from Voorhees. For Dean Mikowski, our entire great crew, I'm Mike Frankel. Join us next time. Actually, stick around, as we mentioned. Next game coming up, Lower Cape May against Ocean City. So that one should be a good one. But for now, for Dean, I'm Mike. This has been the Mark McKenna Team Basketball Game of the Week. Cherokee over Eastern, 55-38.